It's time to rock and roll. Lovely to potentially see some people jump in the chat. What? No way. That's so frustrating. Doom, doom, doom. So I think if you're hearing that pulsing of the high pitch noise in my microphone, I think they updated the power grid in this factory. And because they're running like gigantic freezes and stuff, I think every single vocal take that I have is going to have this high pitched hum that casually goes waves in and out every every 2 seconds. You probably don't notice it, but I hear it all the time and it pisses me off. And I'm like, classic. Finally get everything set up, get all my, my production quality, everything great. And then the freaking power source in my studio makes life hard. Oh well. Anyway, I'm so sorry that I couldn't be here on Saturday for anyone who wanted to make it on Saturday, but yeah, I had many a shows and I had a wedding on an island on the Friday night and there was no accommodation, so I had to sleep in my car and I was like, "Oh, if I get enough sleep, I'll be able to show up to the call." But I did not get enough sleep. I got very little sleep. So I had to drive back home once the ferry arrived, and then I slept at home for like 2 hours before I had to go to the next wedding. So it was a pretty hard 2 days, which is the nature of being a musician. All week is great, and then you have 2 days where it's just like nonstop work. Um, but we got it done, and everyone loved the shows, so that's a big win. And I might have to dip out for like a second while I'm explaining this because there's someone who's coming to buy my old saxophone. So, very cool, which is nice. Nice cash. Facebook Marketplace. Let's win. All right. So you don't really have a question. You're going to share a bit of improv. You bought a new amp capture. Oh, let's go, Caleb. All right. These tones are coming from. Love them. Favorite tone I've ever had. Yay. I'm very excited. And you're wondering if there's anything you're changing the phrasing or something like that. Okay, well, let's have a listen. Oh, dude. Yeah, love it. Straight off the bat. That sounds sick. Honestly, I don't even know a reference of what you did before, but that just sounds so good. Wait, so did you do the intro as well? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna listen. Because that distortion is awesome as well. All right, sick. I mean, I like this a lot. So improvisation wise, there's not much I can help you with. Just because I mean, there's stuff I'm gonna help you with, but but the part that makes it a bit challenging. Actually, I forgot to change my settings. Whoops. Let me go here. Whoopsie daisy. We can do this. Hi-fi audio. I wish could be like set default. Um. So based on when it comes to improvisation, I would say, you know, at least half of improvisation is the information that is being fed to you so that you can improvise. So right now, we've got this one little guitar loop, which is. So we got this one phrase that's kind of just sitting on like one chord. And that's that. So that's all we have been given. So improvisation wise, you know, we don't really have a lot to go notes wise. You don't have like this crazy, like there's no things that are moving back and forth. So, and then also the rhythm is very restricted because there's not much of a groove except for there's that one groove of that riff. So I would say you did a great job. Though I'll just tell you what you did a really good job of. I think it was around here. That part there. So you could lean more into things. So if you've got like a fast riff, connecting with the rhythm, like like you could do like a call and response that like unifies with the groove itself, and then you jump off and do like some long tone thing. Unify with the groove, long tone. That's something that I would mess with. But this is really, really cool. Exactly how you were doing exactly how you were doing the long tones. I don't know how the reference of like songs that kind of like do this kind of thing for you, but for me, I would say there's a couple of really big songs. Like Cliffs of Dover is one of them. And then I would say Steve Vai. I don't know if you listen to much Steve Vai, but I don't know if you know this, is because it might be before your time, but there was a game. It's called Halo 2, the cool shooting game, and Steve Vai did a guitar solo on it, and I just think it's just one of the most goated solos of all. I just think it's one of the best and so underrated. Halo 2. Pretty sure it's Halo 2, Steve Vai. With compartment Halo theme. Okay, let's see if I can pull this up. Dude, where's this YouTube? Why is it so hard to find stuff? Okay. No, I don't want to watch. Is this it? Let me check. Nope, that's not it. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay. I don't know if you've heard this solo, but it's very, very cool. So, you've got this. So this is so this obviously has chords behind it. So he had to do a solo over the top of this, and it's that would be quite challenging to do. By the way, I'm pretty sure it was 2 takes that he did this. That's his guitar. Can you hear that? Like, how sick his distortion and stuff is, like his effects, and then you can hear his like whammy bar skills. He's the goat. But you can hear how he is phrasing. He's imitating the vocal. So straight off the bat, he's not jumping in being like, wow, 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 wow. He is trying to emulate what he's being given, improvisation wise, to be like, how can I connect as close to the recording? And so he's phrasing his notes close to a vocal, like this choir. So good. And so they're locking in. I'm pretty sure there's a really famous funk guitarist that did this. And so we got the dun 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 dun. That's it. That's the groove. And then so he's following the notes, like he's following the groove, and obviously the chords. But I always the chords aren't the big deal. It's the groove of where he's changing the notes. Because like an amateur guitarist would jump like, they're just really like ripping. But Steve Vai obviously can rip. He was just like, I'm not going to do that. And then instead of him ripping like some massive solo, he is just like unison with the strings. Yeah, he's a beast. Anyway, that's what I was thinking when you shared your little thing of the improvisation of like where you were jumping in with the swells and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that's remind me of some Steve Vai stuff. But I'm sure it's like there's like I've seen heaps of like church clips of people, and they're really really good at that. But yeah, that's all I would say is like you for what you've been given, there's like one chord and one like groove, so that's kind of like there's not a crazy amount that you can do with that. So that's the best we can do. You did a great job. It sounds great. The tone sounds great. I just want to hear more of you improvising over multiple like chord progressions, which is something I think you should be getting a bit more into as well with your guitar playing. With your practice, try and set aside, because I don't know what you're doing with your practice routine, but build up your technical facility, not through exercises, but through songs. So find songs that are challenging for yourself and then start building your technique by playing those songs. Ideally, you want to be playing songs that are going to be directly correlated to, your goals in the bands that you're going to be playing in. So it'd be like a lot of gospel stuff and a lot of like really, really fast, changes that people are doing. Those will be great exercises for you to just like practice, so that when you do get exposed to those songs, you're going to get exposed to them quite often. When you do get a really difficult one, you've already been exposed to a few challenging, licks and stuff like that. So you'll be able to do it really, really, really. It won't be that jarring for you. So that'd be sick. And then once you get that done, I would just set aside at least half an hour to just improvise. In like half an hour to an hour, sometimes like 2 hours if you can. Just like get songs. I would get the songs and then extract the grooves if you're going to do some looping, and then you can just improvise over that loop. But if you can improvise over the songs, that's also really, really good. So, you can separate the practice into like, say you have a song that you want to, shred over, extract the chords of it and the groove, do the loop, then you can improvise and like practice the improvisation for a longer period of time, because you can sit there for like 15 minutes just jamming on a loop or a backing track. And then you want to separate into how it would work in context with that song, because the phrase, like, you're only going to get like an 8-bar, 12-bar phrase in a song to do a good solo. So you ideate in the first half, and then you swap over to the actual song with the vocals and all that stuff, and how it would work in context with the band, and then pretend you're part of the band, and then improvise over the top of it in that short period of time, and just keep repeating that section, the lead up, playing your solo, and then after it, so you can see what it feels like every time, and you can practice that, because that's the feeling that you're going to have to try and replicate for when you're in a band. And so if you can create that feeling in a practice room, you're going to get so good with the improvisation. That's my 2 cents when it comes to practicing improv or being part of the band. Anyway, let's sneak on over. I think we've got Luke. I didn't get to see the feedback. Okay, yeah. I just want to have a look at what you've been doing. Oh, I'm so excited.
Are you there? Did patience wane? Did you fall asleep to your 4-track recording of rain? Do you feel tame? Do you feel insane? Is there anyone in the audience currently living in vain? Hard times, old ways, takes up a lot of time. Hard times uses up whole days. All those actresses leasing compact cars, boiling water at 4 in the morning in the outfield of Elysian Park. Gone too soon to the Void Saloon. All night lighting wet cigarettes in dog breath room.
One thing really here, by the way, like Kaleb said, it's just getting so good. I'm so stoked for you, Luke. This is sick. So originally, when we were working on the vocal stuff, I think it's right here. I want to just pull it up because I want to make sure I don't forget it, and I know exactly where it happens. So originally, when we were speaking and like getting you to smile, it was mainly because you did just have like a restriction, and you just like talk da 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 da, which is like an Australian thing to do, no stress. And so now you're opening your mouth, and that's great. Now the thing I want you to do is smiling is a great way to start opening the mouth, but what it will start building into the habit of is you will start pulling, and then like it's like you're you're like, I don't know, you're like you'll be tensing up your mouth, and then that actually is constricting sound. So as we're working and improving tone, I think now you know enough, and you're aware enough of like opening your mouth and stuff like that. So over there, where you sing this stuff,
in the outfield of Elysian Park.
in the out of Elysian Park, you don't have to go Elysian Park. You don't have to like pull all the way back. You can be a bit more subtle with Elysian Park, and all I want you to do is just focus on dropping the jaw. Is like the main thing. That's going to get you the biggest tonal shift for the least amount of effort. But right now you're like right now we can start making that shift because you're very aware and you have built your voice up in a really healthy way that it's like it's happening. So now you can be a bit more subtle with the shifts. The only thing I would want you to be aware of is just not to fall into the trap of not having the changes in tone from like swapping between vowel sounds. So we don't have to go over the top on like Elysian Park, but I want just Elysian Park, Elysian Park, Elysian Park, Elysian Park, Elysian Park. You can still see that I'm getting it's the best way I can think of it is like, I don't know if, on the guitar, but I don't know if you remember being a beginner on guitar. It would have been so long ago. But on guitar, when you're a beginner, you like to get to the frets, you put in so much energy, but then as you get as you get better, you know, the movements are quicker. And that's all we've been doing with the vocal. It's like we want to get the correct, you know, changes between the vowel sounds, and now I want you to be a bit more subtle with those changes and then just focus more on the lyrics and things like that. And then I reckon see where because now we know what max is, see what less is, because then we want to do less work with the vocals. Because at the beginning we were doing heaps of work, and now I wanted you to do less work. This is a thing that I struggle with vocally, is because I will work very hard, and then and so for majority of the vocal coaches I had, they were always like, yeah, Luan, you need to like chill. And I was like, no, I'm going to try as hard as I can. But right now, I think you're getting to the place where you can start being a bit more comfortable with the movements of your vowel sounds. And so you can start leaning more into your voice, which is really cool that you're getting to this spot already. It's so cool.
Elysian Park.
Yeah, so Elysian Park, Park. It's like, yeah.
Gone too soon to the void saloon. All night lighting wet cigarettes in dog breath room.
Like that phrase there was nice.
Wet cigarettes.
Like cigarettes. You just said that's like, it's so casual in your speaking tone. And it takes a lot of work to get to that place. So that's really, really good that you're getting that.
In dog breath room.
The only thing, so there's a couple of notes when you sing that, like the
room, dog breath room.
there's like a slight vibrato thing. Are you doing that on purpose? Or is that you're just not able to hold the note, dog breath room? Or are you doing or is that like a stylistic thing that you're adding the vibrato thing on there? Because if it's stylistic, it doesn't feel stylistic, which is what's the only thing that's stress like my head picks up and is like, oh, what's going on there? I don't know if it's confidence or it's complacency in the vocal. So that's where you need to be like, if you're going to practice that dog breath room, room. And like the best way I would say, because I'm pretty sure that's a City and Color thing that you were saying ages ago that he does, and that's why I'm trying to figure out what it is. But the best way that I know how to do is like sit there and just sit on the oscillation. So
dog breath room.
Like just sit there and just like hold that one note. And it's as boring as it might sound, I want it to be so confident for you. So you need to just be like, when you hit it, it just needs to be like as perfect as you can get. It's going to take time, but like when you hear Post Malone does it, City and Color does it, like we want it to be like as clear and confident as you can get it. Room. I'm not very good at it, but when you do it, the only thing we don't want it to be is it to sound slightly shaky, which is like the if the vibrato is not confident and accurate, then it will be picked up as not great technique, or it will be like your voice is shaky, which is not what we want. We don't want the feeling of shakiness to be what people perceive in the vocal. So but yeah, it still sounds wicked. I'm just being very nitpicky because honestly, there's not really much that I can nitpick on you. I don't know if it's helping you, but like I feel like you're getting to the point now where it's like you just know what to do. I'm so stoked for you. It's just like, you're just like, yeah, here's my progress, and it's just like progress is happening, and you know exactly what to do to get it improved. But these are like the very subtle nitpicky things that I would rip apart on my voice. So when I'm performing and I'm singing and I listen back to my playing when I do the streams and stuff, this is how I take apart my voice.
Rough lovers in deserted hallways, crazed with unbuttoning. Everything must go button-wise. Fumbling with keys to the door on 94th floor, knees buckling.
Yeah, I reckon it's so close. I reckon if we can find a way to make that feel, because I think you are trying to make sure that you get the vowel sounds. I give you permission to relax and see what that feels like. Because, all right, let's wait for that lawnmower to go past. Motherfucker. Of course they're mowing exactly when I do the coaching call. They never mow. And I just because
94th floor.
Man, that is on. Da-da-da-da. That's great. So yeah, I reckon if you just have a 94 floors.
4th floor, knees buckling.
Yeah, because floors, knees buckling. So you can be very subtle with that, I reckon, with your face movements. Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
At the threshold, the world open wide, and we just shiver on the counter, 'cause we're both already there. Why don't you go put a record on? Why don't you sing me a little song? I
Man, that's a hard ending. Dude, that's good. Well, I mean, with that part, you're just gonna have to you're just gonna sit there and just load in on that melody and lock it in. All right, let's do this other one.
Under the sun, I hear my sister in the street call out to me.
Yes.
They pulled the car back close so she could see her family. The stupid kid won't eat, won't speak or look at me. She asks for you. He never did quite what you told him to. Now, oh, the day our hair's turned grey. Earth moves painfully slow. We all get one fair shot, but I think that I forgot. If
By the way, that part there,
God, I think that I.
when you did that, I think that that's exactly what I want you to do from now on for every single thing. Did you notice how you still got the color of the but you didn't go It's almost like, you know, it's like a guitar. I just, the only analogy I can make, it's so hard to like work it with vocals, but like with a guitar player, it's like, you know, when you fret too hard on a guitar and it goes a bit sharp, that's what's happening when you're doing the pulling stuff. And the more relaxed it is, the better the note. And so you really are at the place where you can do that. You can just start leaning more into just being Luke and being more comfortable with your voice in the vowel shapes and stuff. You've just done so much work that it's like that stuff won't serve you anymore until we become complacent, which is normal.
If mine.
Wait 1 second. The guy who's buying the saxophone just messaged me. He has arrived. So time to go sell my saxophone. Give me 1 sec. I'm sorry when you're watching the replay, Luke. I'm a horrible coach. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, my brother's old saxophone. Sweet. Let's hear the end of this song. Oh, yeah.
Came and went long ago. Today the kid's so mean, I stay out of his way. He hates to lose. I think he saw that photograph of you on the news. I just stepped in from work, and he's got blood all down his shirt. He's standing across from me. He says you've been so very nice, but you won't bear this burden twice.
Dude. Oh, man, it's so good. And you're putting in some great work, dude. I don't know how much you're practicing, but it's working. So, like, even that high note.
Very nice. And he's got blood all down his shirt. He's standing.
That's like, that is, you know how to do that. You just iron that out. It's getting so much better, especially compared to the first time I heard you do that. Like, holy, it's just getting so much better. Dude, great job. Really, really great job. Yeah, so I think the only thing that I want you to start thinking about is just like being more chill. Be more chill with the vocals, see how it feels, and see how that improves your voice. I'd like to see the before and after. Well, more like the after. I've seen the before. See how you're going through. Ooh, Caleb's got some new thing. I didn't see this one 2 days ago. I have to watch that later. Anyway, great job, Luke. Crushing it. Well, I think that's it for me. No one else has posted the goods. Anyway, this week is going to be a bit tricky. I think I might have to not do a coaching call this week just because, or maybe I could put it on Friday. Let me just double check here. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to check my schedule. I'll let you guys know. Either there's going to be no coaching call, or the coaching call will be on Friday, just because I have a wedding on Friday on the island again, and then I have my brother-in-law's wedding on Saturday. Then it will be my brother-in-law's recovery on Sunday, and then it's my son's birthday on Monday, and then my wife has to go to work on Tuesday, and then I have weddings again on the Friday. So I just don't see how there's a possibility that I can actually get into the studio unless it's on a Friday. So I will do my best. Let me see. I'm going to check here. I'll confirm. I'll let you guys know. I'm going to check my ferry times. But you're a magnetic island. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I won't be able to do it on that Friday because that Friday I have to leave early in the morning. Yep, that makes sense. That's why I wasn't doing it on Friday, because I could only get a ferry at 10 a.m. instead of 9. But instead of 11, sorry. But it is what it is. Anyway, team, stay safe. You guys crushed it. For everyone else, I'm sorry that I've been a bit flaky and hard to pin down lately, but this is the last really hard weekend for me, I reckon, for the rest of the year. In September, I'll be going away on the first week of September, skiing with my wife for the first time we've gone on a holiday together in 5 years. This was meant to be our honeymoon, but we couldn't afford it. So this is gonna be really cool. I get to go skiing again. Hopefully I don't break my wrists like I did last time, because that would suck. But but yeah, keep crushing it. After this week, you'll probably start seeing me. So after the following week, so second week of August, things will get pretty chill. Oh yeah, and look at this. Look what I did to my finger. I just like messed it up at the wedding yesterday. It's like I got pinched on my equipment, just like smashed my finger. It's so painful. Anyway, I'll catch you guys soon. Stay safe. And yeah, second week of August, things are going to get more cruisy. And I think I'm going to do like a September showcase. I want to see if we can all like pick a song to work on together. Everyone works on a song. And then on September, we have like a concert. I don't know if you guys remember the old days of the original coaching community and what we did there. And I think I want to do that and do like a little concert for all of us. And I'll work on a song. You guys work on a song. It'd be sick. All right. Stay safe, y'all. And I'll catch you soon.